Hello guys, what is going on? It's Zach here, and it's been a while, hasn't it? I think I've got some explaining to do. I think I've got to let you guys know exactly what's been going on over the last couple of weeks and why I've not been making any videos. Well, fortunately, the good news is that I'm back now, and I will be back for quite some time, or for as long as the foreseeable future. I will be back, I'm sure of that. And the reason I've been away is because I've actually moved back up to university now, and I will tell you more about that in just a moment. But who have we got, and what game is this? Well, in blue today we have Clan Arbalet, and he is playing as Vikings down to the bottom right of this map. And you probably tell as well, this map is Fortress, Regicide Fortress no less. And over to the other side in red, we do have Clan Chris playing as Vikings. Chris, of course, this is the Chris that I interviewed the other day with the GML Chris interview video. A very legendary player and very well known indeed. This game is pretty old. It's a it was one of the Legion clan tournaments, I believe, as they're both L clan, and as far as I know, it could be 3, maybe 4 years old. I'm not 100% sure. But it is Regicide Fortress Viking War, which is something that I saw and I thought, you know what, it's probably worth a look, because it's not very often that we see this kind of matchup, and it's not very often that we see Vikings, let alone in a Regicide Fortress. Pardon me, I have got a little bit of a cold, so you'll have to excuse if I have to clear my throat occasionally. Yesterday as well, the video uploaded last night, well, that was a pardon me, that was a a Viking War game as well. So we kind of have a little bit of an idea in our minds, at the front of our minds, exactly what to expect from a Viking War. And I'm sure we will see plenty of that later on. But one thing that is important to note is that you do start with extra villagers, which does mean that you get up to the feudal and castle age a lot faster. So we're going to see some very quick times from these guys, and we might even see some attacking pretty early on. But until then, I'm going to tell you exactly why I've been away. Well, I've already told you that I moved back up to university. That in itself is quite a big thing. I made that little podcast, didn't I, a while ago, letting you know what's going on. But the reason I've not been able to upload proper videos such as this is because I've not had internet until yesterday. Pardon me, clear my throat again. Not had internet until yesterday. But we did get fibre optic internet, which does mean we have stupidly fast connection now. Our house will be expected to reach 70 megabits per second download and 10 megabits per second upload. That's astonishingly fast, and that is why yesterday I uploaded a streamed video from Twitch that actually didn't look crap. It actually looked the dog's bollocks, and that is because I can now stream in HD resolution, which is absolutely awesome. So it took a while to get the internet installed. We had to have an appointment with the dude to come and install it, because it's all fibre optic stuff, so it's a little bit different to setting it up normally, and that's why it took a while. That's why I've been away, and that's why the only videos I've managed to be able to upload are very small videos. And so hopefully you guys aren't going to be too bothered about that. I know it's been a little while, but I am back now. And of course we do have the GML coming up, and for those of you who don't know the GML, well, the GML is a tournament that I'm organising, and it should be absolutely awesome. Don't want to blow my own trumpet here, but I think it's going to be brilliant. That means I will be uploading about 2 videos a day, which is going to be really cool, because that means I'll be putting up a lot of regular content whilst I'm at university on this super fast internet. What could be any better than that? Never mind, I'll get back to the game. You may understand in Regicide Fortress that the king has a very good line of sight. As you can see, he's actually explored quite a lot of the map on this side with his king. The king has a huge line of sight, as you can see, and he's able to explore quite a lot of the map already with just his king. I'm looking at Arbalet's scouting, fairly decent as well. And they're both up to the feudal age and going up to castle in just a moment. Arbalet now making his stable and market for his 2 feudal age buildings, and Clan Chris up this side making his blacksmith and archery range. So interesting that Arbalet is going for a stable back here. It's usual to see Vikings go for an archery range, because they do have pretty good archers actually. They upgrade all the way up to Arbalest, and they do get all of the archer armor upgrades, so they are pretty formidable archers. They're also an infantry civilization, and it's very unusual that we see cavalry coming out, so I'm going to keep an eye on Arbalet back here and see actually if he decides to make any knights, even though I think knights should really be out of the question. Chris, on the other hand, he's built his archery range, which does indeed say to me that he's probably going to go for crossbowman when he gets castle, and he may even decide to go imperial pretty quick. Obviously Vikings get a pretty good economy bonus, as they do get handcart and wheelbarrow for free. He's got wheelbarrow for free now, he'll upgrade his castle age, and he'll get handcart for free as well. They're really important researches, and especially when you have a lot of villagers, which you will have a lot of villagers very quickly in Regicide Fortress. I think Vikings can be a pretty good civilization on this map, and that is something that I really quite like about it. But obviously we're not going to see any attacks until at least the castle age anyway. You're going to be a madman to want to attack this on feudal. Even if you put a tower here and broke through the wall, what are you going to do? There's a castle there, there's watchtowers everywhere, you're not going to be able to do any damage to save your life. So I'm going to keep things speeding on up as these guys reach up to the castle age. And Chris, very nicely done. Town centre on this wood here, very quick to do that, and he may decide to go for another one very quickly as well, though it doesn't look like he is just yet. He might have to wait a little bit till he gets a bit more stone, then he'll put up a second town centre, and it wouldn't be surprising to me if they mainly just focus on economy for a little while. I think I've shown you a couple of Regicide Fortress games, and it is usually the case where the players will just boom, 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 wait so they've got quite a decent population, then go and attack. I believe the last Regicide Fortress game I showed you was Skittles versus Multani or something, Chinese Regicide Fortress War. It was a pretty good game, and maybe we'll see something similar to that here. So Chris already with his second town centre. Arbalet actually going to be getting his third up first. He's already got 3 right now, and that is going to give him a little bit of an advantage when it gets to getting those villagers out. But economy balance is something that you should really focus on. Something that I'm not great at, and something that the pros really are good at. So if you want to get really good, you've got to work on economy balance massively. Balancing your economy so all of your resources are about the same level is really important. It means that you can create just the maximum amount of units that you possibly can. Of course, if you're making units that require a little bit more of one resource, then you're going to lean towards that resource a little bit more. But making sure that you don't have like 3k wood sitting around while everything else is really low is really important. And that's why the market is so important as well. The market can really be a great tool once you get to the castle and the imperial age, where you get some of those extra resources and you need to sell them off for gold, because of course in a 1v1 gold is so important. We have a few relics around. Don't know if they're going to be collecting up the relics at all. If it's going to the long game, which Regicide Fortress can do, then perhaps it will end up getting. They will end up collecting the relics. But for now, I can't see that happening. I'm still confused why Arbalet built this stable right here, but as for the time being, no military production from either of these guys, and we may just see them going for a straight Imperial. Chris with his 4th TC, and Arbalet, pardon me, just sticking to the 3 for now. He may decide to move out of his walls. He's going to struggle to put a town centre on this gold here, and unfortunately for him, I can't believe we've not really looked at the map so far. Arbalet really doesn't have the best of maps. He does have a little bit of gold next to his town, but most of the gold is actually on Chris's side of the map. So Chris kind of lucky in that regard, and he will probably be able to secure quite a bit of gold this game. Unfortunately though, he does have this gold very close to the front, though I can imagine for the time being he will be just fine. He's got gold at the back as well, and I think he's going to be okay for now. Sending out a monk as well. He actually is going to go and collect up these relics. Really good thinking by him. It's always worth collecting them. I mean, if you collect them once you get up to the castle age, especially in a map like this where you know there's not going to be so much danger on the centre of the map, if you go and collect them up, it pays off in the long run. For every relic you get, it really does give you that little gold boost that can actually really help you out. So let's have a look at how they're going at the moment. It's very hard to actually say who's in the lead, though Chris does have the score lead and the population lead as well. He does have an extra town centre, remember, and his town centre probably hasn't been idle at all. And of course, making his 5th town centre down here, looks like he's going to go in for the long haul, and I actually have no idea how long this game is, so I should probably be careful with playing it back on slow, otherwise we could have like a 2-hour long video. Another town centre coming forwards here. It looks like Chris is just going to town centre everywhere. It's almost like we're watching Almost like we're watching a Mishi game or something. Gonna get up to 200 pop, boom his economy, and then delete his villagers to make room for army. Though that is obviously not going to happen. Chris, though, as we've already seen, going for archery ranges at the front. He's got 4 archery ranges going down and a siege workshop. But Arbalet already either knowing that he's there. No, he can't know that he's there because he wouldn't see the buildings being placed down. Where is he? Chris, there we go. And Arbalet now, he is already got units in this area, so any villagers that come over here, they might get spotted pretty quickly, but he's starting to make military nevertheless. He's starting to make berserks. He's got some man-at-arms, and really not the best idea to go against archers with. Archers gonna be a little bit of a pain to actually deal with when you've got very slow moving units like man-at-arms and berserks. So Chris gonna try and wall himself in. This could be quite interesting. He's gonna try and protect his villagers that are building these buildings, but the chances are 1 or 2 of them are gonna go down, or he may even not be able to get any of these buildings up whatsoever. Chris actually forced to retreat a little bit there, and Arbalet with a great actual push out at just the right time. He can actually just stop Chris from building here. Chris trying to forward and not going to be so successful at doing so. That is pretty good for him. He's really slowed Chris down, and that is going to put Chris off a little bit, I think, in this situation. He's going to wall this off though, and then build the archery ranges behind, so he has still got a kind of forward, though it's not as forward as he would perhaps like it to be. Arbalet now actually starting to make quite a lot of units, and he's already up to the Imperial Age. This is great. He's researching forging right now. Longswordsman coming out from these barracks, and he's actually going to do a longswordsman, two-handed swordsman champion push. This is going to be pretty good because Chris is still castle. He needs a little bit more gold before he goes Imperial. He's been working on his economy so much, and now Arbalet Imperial, he can just push out and try and do what damage he can to Chris. This could be great for him. This could be really great, and of course he is going to get in those upgrades as well. The upgrades so important. Chainmail armor just being done right there, and that is going to give him a little bit more defense, a little bit more attack as well. Will probably be on the way. I imagine, there we go, two-handed swordsman being researched as well, and Arbalet getting ready to push out, and he knows he needs to push out because Chris has a lot of town centers around the map. He knows that he's got a lot of town centers. He can see that he's got one here, and he knows that he's got one up here as well. Not to mention probably another 1 or 2 in his hometown. So Arbalet knows that he's going to have an economic disadvantage, and he needs to push out now and take out as much of Elclan Chris as he possibly can. Chris, of course, now going up to the Imperial Age though. He will be creating archers over here. They are now just upgraded to crossbowmen. I imagine back at his blacksmith he's upgrading. There we go, bodkin arrow right there. That is going to give him extra attack and range, of course, and that is what he needs to combat this. Of course, two-handed swordsmen and champions move very slowly, and a lot of archers can actually cut them down very quickly indeed, as they do have the ability to outmaneuver them, micro away and things like that. And Chris, if he gets up to enough crossbowmen, he could actually hold Arbalet off here. He's actually making some stables as well. Not sure if he's planning to make some cavalier right here, or if he's just going to spam some light cavalry a bit later on, because he does have an amazing economy. He can actually use that to his advantage. But Arbalet, with a great rush now, he's got a lot of military out on the field. He is going to be streaming them across to Chris's base, and if he can get some siege behind it, or even some trebuchets, he could take out Chris pretty quickly here. I'm not going to call things too early, because you know what I'm like for doing that, but 2 petards going across the map, this is great. He's going to do a wall bust right here, and that is not good for Chris. Chris already has two-handed swordsmen in his base. His crossbowmen are leaving the door open. They're all right in, and that is not a good start for Chris in this game. He is going to find himself in a bit of a bad situation, especially if he loses these buildings in the centre. That is a lot of wood lost that he could be spending on archers right there. But Chris, I think he's probably going to be able to actually defend himself in his town for the time being. Of course, these two-handed swordsmen are now trapped, which is really not good. They are going to get cut down by these watchtowers and town centres, and of course crossbowmen. Albeit very slowly, they will slowly die, and that is not good. Arbalet losing quite a lot of resources in those guys right there. But it doesn't look to me like Chris has got what's it called, ballistics, and these guys actually managing to soak up a lot of arrow fire. Very nicely done, getting right into the back here. He's getting close to the castle, but he could kill off a lot of villagers at this back area. He is going to be able to get quite a few there, and that's really going to slow Chris down. He might have a better economy, but he still can't afford to lose villagers, and this is really disrupting him here. These villagers gonna get killed off very quickly indeed, and Arbalet with a nice attack in there. Even if he loses all of the two-handed swordsmen, they've already done their job back here. They've already made themselves worthwhile, and I think Arbalet now going to be able to, yeah, just really good attack from him. Bear in mind though that Chris does have town centres all over the map. He's got, actually let's have a quick count of how many town centres he has. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 town centres. That is a lot of town centres right there, and that is going to mean that he's going to have economies spread out all over the map. And whilst yes, it can be good to spread out across the map, it's also kind of bad at the same time. Arbalet could easily take out this base, for instance. He could very easily take out this base, but at the same time, Chris is going to be able to build economy in all of these different areas, and as you can see, he's building a castle here to protect this eco. He's building a lot of stables over here and a few archery ranges, getting those buildings down, and then he's going to go and try and deal with this army at any rate. So he's actually defended himself quite nicely now. He's got Arbalests out, he's got +3 attack, he's got +2 defense. These guys are going to be pretty formidable against the champions here, and with the Mangonel in the way, that could be a little bit awkward, but he can micro out the way of the Mangonel, and he could keep himself safe from there. That's a lot of champions from Arbalet right now. He is going to try and bust through the walls. Where's his petards? He's got 2 here. It only takes 2 to take down a wall piece. He could get in very easily, and out comes Chris with some light cavalry and Arbalest, and it looks to me like the light cavalry, yeah, just a couple of upgrades on them, not really a lot. And if we compare them to Arbalet, well, Arbalet missing the attack upgrades, but he's fully got the defensive upgrades now, which is pretty good for him. And at the moment, not really so much going on. We've got this attack coming in though, and that is about to take down the gate. Oh, why did he attack the gate? He should have attacked the wall piece. He would have got the wall piece down if he'd have attacked it. I don't know if that was a mistake or a misclick or what, but he's going to get through the gate pretty quickly. Anyway, the Mangonels here, they could take a couple of shots on the Arbalest. They're going to go down very quickly indeed. That was a good attack by Arbalet there, taking out quite a lot of Arbalests, ironically enough, and unfortunately losing his 2 Mangonels. But look at that, a lot of champions across the map now. And though Chris does have the score lead, it's clear to me that Arbalet does have a massive army lead at this stage in the game. It's almost, I'm not saying exactly like, I'm saying almost like a cheese in arena, because he's just going with so much military and not really leaving his economy behind, but less so focus on the economy at this stage. He needs to bring his petards back in. These guys just being fodder to the Arbalest over here, and I think Chris may decide to go and attack on another location. Not 100% sure, but Arbalet gonna lose this battering ram here. That's a little bit unfortunate, and Chris now, doesn't really matter if he loses the light cavalry. He's got a ton of farms, and the light cavalry, even though they're going to die, they are going to take out the siege. That is their main goal. He's so nearly through here, but he's just wasted a lot of units standing at the front there, taking arrow fire for no reason. He needs to send the petards in and go with the bust. There we go, the petards coming in now. He's going to take the gate down. And a lot of villagers, a lot of archers are going to go down as well. Still 2 petards in there. He may be able to take down this watchtower if he goes for that, or he's just going to explode them, because why not? He's Arbalet, he's going to do that. And he's going to try and take out this town centre, it seems, as well, though he's not going to have much luck. There's too much arrow fire coming in from everywhere, and I take that back. He did manage to take it out. Wow, he is actually storming through Chris's base. What is Chris going to do to defend against this? Well, he needs more archers, that is for sure. He needs a lot more Arbalests. He still has his castle, and bear in mind, this isn't over until the king dies, so Arbalet is still going to be able to have a chance of being pushed back. I'm just wondering what Chris is doing here. He's got to be trying to attack in another location. Here we go, light cavalry now, trying to get through here, and Arbalet actually has cut through. He's going to send a light cavalry into his base and attack him whilst he's being attacked at his own base. This is a very nice attack from Chris, a very nice counter, and he may be able to do quite a bit of significant damage over on this side. especially with +2 defense, +4 attack. That is quite formidable. He has got quite a few archers coming over as well, starting to make skirmishes now. He's learnt a lesson or two from Doubt, you can see, and those skirmishes may or may not kill off these champions. The chances are they won't. The Arbalests will, but looks like he's just about managing to hold on for the time being. This town centre still up, but Arbalet making a huge dent into Chris's economy. Chris, though, you've got to bear in mind, is right into Arbalet's economy now, trying to get back at him straight away and killing off quite a few villagers back here. I don't even think Arbalet has realised, which is obviously not a good thing for him. And Chris, he still has economy all over the map. It doesn't matter about this hometown so much, even though, yes, it's important. It doesn't matter so much that he can say, well, you know what, I've lost this town, I'm out of this game. He's still got economy all over the map. He's got a lot of gold, I think. Well, he will have a lot of gold that he's spent at any rate, because he's nearly hoovered it all up off his side of the map, that is for sure. But Arbalet coming in from multiple angles now, setting gather points over here, gonna try and take out this town centre, but gonna lose the champions. He needs to pay a bit more attention to them, and it's almost like watching Goths. This is the amount of units streaming across the map, incredible stuff. But I think Chris here is gonna have enough army to actually hold this off. He just needs some more Arbalests in the mix, and he's got a little bit of gold. He can afford to make some more of those. What is he actually queuing up? Arbalests, skirmishers, a bit of everything really, and light cavalry as well. Light cavalry so useful at just getting in there and taking out any little bits of siege that there might be, and that is the main use for those. Not to mention as well, I suppose they're okay against champions. They're not terrible. Looks like Chris, though, has lost this second town centre, and now Arbalet is going to try and take down the castle. Of course, the king is in the castle, and all he needs to do is take the king down, but he's not having much luck at getting into Chris's base now. Looks like Chris is going to be able to defend against this. His town centre over this side potentially could go down, but at the same time it's managing to take out quite a few champions as well. If he sends a few light cavalry over there, he could clean that up very quickly, and now I think Chris is going to have the score lead. Well, he has got the score lead, I mean the army lead. Have a looking at their populations, it's 186 to 94. Looks to me like Arbalet's attack has been a little bit of a failure. He managed to breach the walls, he managed to take down two town centres, but he just couldn't get to the castle, and now he's being pushed back. It looks like Chris could end up taking this game from behind. He has got a pretty decent sized army there. He needs a little bit of siege, or maybe even a castle. Has he got enough for a castle? Not quite enough for a castle, but he needs a little bit of siege. He can get through Arbalet's walls. In fact, never mind, he's already through Arbalet's walls because he knows there's a little gap here. But nevertheless, Arbalet is going to continue to make champions, and he's going to try and defend it, and he could still defend. There's not saying that he can't defend this, but he is outnumbered, and he is against a mixture of Arbalest and light cavalry. If the light cavalry soak up the fire from the Arbalest are just going to mow down the champions, and that is definitely not good for Arbalet here in this situation. Looks to me though like Chris is lacking siege still, though he has got more archers coming in, and it looks like he's going to make very short work of these champions. He's already just killed off one load of them, and I'm sure he's going to be able to kill off this second load as well pretty quickly. Looking like Arbalet going to get forced back. Chris almost population capped right now at 189, and Arbalet only on 89. He is going to be struggling. His economy is trapped inside, trapped inside of the walls. He's running low on wood. He hasn't taken this gold out here. He's just taking the gold on this side now, but I don't think that he's going to have enough resources or enough economy to actually hold Chris off here, considering that he's lost so many units. Looking at their populations, Chris now population capped with 2 to 3k, well, 1 to 3k of every resource, and if we look at Arbalet at this stage, he is significantly less on economy, and I think now he's just about to GG it. I won't be surprised. There we go, he's resigned, and pretty darn good game. I thought that was a pretty good one actually, considering I didn't watch it first. Turned out to be pretty interesting. Chris showing who's boss though, and I'm not surprised. He is one of the best players of all time, arguably, and yeah, pretty interesting game. I'll see if I can find any more from these two actually. It seems like they were just saying in the chat that they want to play another one, so why not? Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry about my absence. I will be back from now on though, which is all good, and I will see you guys next time.